post! Wow! Straight to the end!
Celebration!
Di Maria!
And unbridled joy!
Oh, what a goal! A classic derby goal!
949 FM.
Flow 949 FM.
Watch us live as we bring you trending news, politics, and lots of entertainment content. All you have to do is go to YouTube, type Flow 949 FM, click on the subscribe button, share, and do not forget to click on the bell icon. Flow 94.9 FM, the flow of God's own states.
This weekend with host of games lined up for us across Europe, from the English FA Cup fourth round that kicked off yesterday between Arsenal and Manchester United. We know the results there, 3-1 in favor of the Red Devils. 2 games played out today already. We have a winner as Derby County saw Accrington Stanley by a 1-0. But across Europe, Italian Serie A, of course, very much on Spanish La Liga, on German Bundesliga and the French Ligue 1. But back in Africa, it is Nigerian Professional Football League match day 5 that we would be looking forward to, as teams will be going head-to-head against each other on Sunday, with games kicking off there simultaneously. Obviously, huge games to look forward to right there on Sunday at the Cathedral. Rangers International up against the People's Elephant, Eyimba International. Then Kano Pillars versus Plateau United right there. Blockbuster encounters lined up for us right here. And away from football, in the world of tennis, it is the Australian Open final in the female category taking place today. And of course, the final between Novak Djokovic and Rafael Nadal to come tomorrow from the Rod Lava Arena. What else? Nigerian Women Premier League Super 4 did kick off yesterday with games continuing tomorrow. That is the third place, the losers final, as well as the final proper. I'll bring to you the results and a little bit from the Asian Cup, and of course transfers, rumors and gossips making the rounds at this moment. Wherever you're tuning in from, this is Flow Sports this weekend on Flow 94.9 FM. My name is Davidtalks, and in the studio with me, as usual, is Adebayo, the man who loves to hit the bar. A very good afternoon to you, Adebayo. Thanks for coming through on the show.
Yeah, good evening, Dave. Good evening, listeners and viewers at home. It's a very, I think this at about 12:01, the weather was, a bit confused, but now it's actually clearer. It's a clear path. But they've talked surprise actually coming in the Nigerian Professional League, where Enugu Rangers, Rangers International, like you like to actually always make sure you correct that, lost to MFM. A huge surprise. I was surprised, but
on Wednesday.
Yeah, on Wednesday. I think that was the last game before we look forward to the weekend crop of games, which kicks up like at tomorrow, like you rightly mentioned. Tomorrow is going to be an action-packed day. The league has started like play, the way we say it in our local parlance, and we are actually here. Let's see what pans out. We've actually had a bit of a normal ruffles like we used to have, but it's kick-started, and the LMC has been managing it, with
the assault and match officials and all whatnot.
That's the ruffle there. They've talked, actually put them and all together in one pot to make sure it serves the usual way they serve us. But let's see how it goes, and let's see how LMC actually, manages through this one, because the way it stands now, our league is being managed,
Indeed. Well, leave your dial steady here from now until about 5 p.m. where we look at all that is making the rounds in the world of sports. Okay, we begin by taking you through the scorelines we have already from games played across in Europe, and it's the English FA Cup, the oldest cup competition in the world. And let's see what we have here on the score sheet. Derby County saw off Accrington Stanley in the early kick of 1-0, but currently ongoing, 5 minutes gone at the Amex. Brighton, West Bromwich Albion, goalless in that one. Doncaster Rovers has kicked off against Oldham Athletic. Manchester City versus Burnley, a Lancashire derby up there in the northwest have kicked off at Etihad Stadium. Middlesbrough versus Newport County has kicked off at the Riverside Stadium, and Middlesbrough have John Obi Mikel very much in their ranks. Adebayo these days, he did complete his medical during the week, and he's Tony Pulisic player now, and their strife is to try and ensure they get promotion to the Premier League come next season. We'll look to see how it plays out for John Obi Mikel and the rest at the Riverside Stadium. On Tyneside, it is Newcastle up against Watford. Then at Fratton Park, Portsmouth are currently up against Queen's Park Rangers. Shrewsbury Town are up against Wolverhampton Wanderers in Shrewsbury. Swansea City at the Liberty Stadium are up against Gillingham. Millwall versus Everton, a huge game there to look forward to. That one kicks off later in the evening from 6:30. And of course, AFC Wimbledon up against West Ham United from 8:45. So those are the games lined up in the FA Cup. A host have kicked off already, including Manchester City and Newcastle, their Premier League teams, as well as Brighton and Hove Albion. But still to come, Everton as well as West Ham United away at Millwall and AFC Wimbledon respectively. But before we move on now to other leagues, Adebayo, quickly, the FA Cup fourth round kicked off in earnest yesterday night at Emirates Stadium. Arsenal versus Manchester United. Well, it didn't really gain the attention it used to gain, say, like a decade ago or a decade and a half ago, rather, due to the rivalry. It looks to have somewhat diminished over time. The Roy Keanes, the Patrick Vieira, the Ruud van Nistelrooy, Sir Alex Ferguson, Arsene Wenger to mention, but a few there with that fierce battle there, keenly contested. United treble winners, Arsenal going unbeaten for the full season back in 2004 to win the league title there. But what a game of football we had yesterday night. End-to-end stuff. Arsenal attacked. Manchester United responded. At the end of the day, the Red Devils 2 goals up in the first half. But Arsenal, a lifeline with Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang tapping home from about 2 to 3 yards out. He wasn't really going to miss there, was he? And all of a sudden, Arsenal had game on here into halftime. Came on in the second period. Looked the brighter side. Tested Romero a couple of times there. But was not enough. United's quality on the night just shone through at the end of the day, because they just had to wait and just take Arsenal there apart on the counter attack. Paul Pogba striking, Percek saving, and Martial, job done. Solskjaer 9/9.
Okay, I think you went through. I beg your
pardon, 8/8.
8/8.
Yep.
Yeah, you went through it like it actually happened. But they talk a lot of Arsenal fans were, having their fists clenched, so tightly, having it to be that yes, they were able to. They were actually trying to say, okay, are we going to pull through this? They were a bit optimistic, but right there into the game, Manchester United proved that stuff they are actually made of, that traditionality, if there's a word like that, or the traditionalness, if there's a word like that, had to come to play. And I think at the end of the day, carried the day. But there's this controversial goal, that was found some fault, like, is this an offside? Is this not an offside? We kept seeing that particular replay. We kept trying to see the replay to find out
which of the goals.
I think that should be the third goal. Was it the third goal? Can I really place it?
It can't be the third goal, because the third goal, Martial came from deep to strike a rebound.
Okay, I think it should be either be the second, because at the end, far end, there Pogba was ran down there to have all the celebration. I couldn't actually, but I think we're still arguing, is this an offside? the referee, what was he doing? And we're trying to get a glance at it again, you know, but the view from where the camera was coming from couldn't really give us, you know, that particular insight to find out whether it was a fine run or, you know, an offside at the end of the day.
Well, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, they're bringing in a tactic which Arsenal didn't really cope with well in the first half. Romelu Lukaku shunted to the right-hand side there, the left-hand side of Arsenal's defense. So it means as Kolasinac ventured forward, Romelu Lukaku had acres of space to run into, and United just kept on putting that ball in behind the Arsenal defense time and time again there. And from that position, Manchester United could score 2 goals in the first half. You could see Lukaku there coming through there, just dropping a little bit of a shoulder there and disguising before playing Alexis Sanchez through, who had the composure to round Peter Cech, and what a finish that was from the Chilean. And he started the game. Solskjaer had said he would play some part, but we didn't know he was going to start the game right there. But I think he shut some of the critics up, and the boos on the night from the Arsenal fans that really hurt there by scoring. Then the second goal, a superb Manchester United goal from defense. Luke Shaw taking the ball into
from
the
defense. I think that was the second goal.
Yeah, into the middle of the park. They're unchallenged, and he just threaded it through to Romelu Lukaku, still on the left-hand side right there. And all Lukaku needed to do was just to move a little bit, look up, and found Jesse Lingard, who took a first touch and just caught the ball beyond check. That was an exquisite finish, Adebayo.
Yeah, of course, exquisite finish. And to actually prove that it was a tough one, it was a very, very tough one. We had the yellow cards, you know, flying left, right, and center. And I think we're able to count 6 here, you know, 6 out of it all. Jesse Lingard got, I think, Young actually got a yellow card. Koscielny actually got a yellow card, okay. Kolasinac got also, Guendo got. And it was Rashford, you know, Rashford.
Well, the game was entering into a rush moment at the end. Tempers flared there. Players look to have lost a little bit of the cool there. And Marcus Rashford these days hitting from, you know, scoring goals, and he just needs to put himself about because of his size. You could think, oh, I'm gonna get this guy, I'm going to bully him, but he's not someone to be afraid of the fight. He's Marcus Rashford there, so he goes into every battle, as well as Jesse Lingard, who was immediately substituted by Solskjaer after he was involved in that melee right there. But to other results there from yesterday night, it was Bristol City who saw Bolton Wanderers by 2-1, so they are into the draws for the final, which will be done immediately after the Real Sociedad there at the Anoeta up against bottom side SD Huesca, and of course RCD Espanyol taking on Real Madrid. So Barcelona leading the way in the Spanish La Liga. Their second place, Atletico Madrid third is Sevilla. Can Atletico Madrid cut the gap? They've kicked off against Getafe at the Wanda Metropolitano Stadium. 2 minutes gone into that one, and look at where Getafe are, Adebayo.
In the table,
fifth on the log. So it shows they've really improved on last season. They gained promotion last season, had to survive first and foremost, and now they are taking it to another level right there, the Coliseum Alfonso Perez outfit. And now let's move over to Syria there, because we have games currently ongoing. It is Sassuolo 2, Cagliari 0, 52 minutes gone in that one. But don't forget, Sassuolo no longer have the services of Kevin Prince Boateng, who's since moved to Barcelona. Well, he did make his debut for the Catalan side in their 2-0 loss to Sevilla in the Copa del Rey semi-final there in Andalusia.
Of course, it's a miss, Dave. They're definitely going to miss him.
Indeed. But what do you make of Kevin Prince Boateng there? He's played for AC Milan, played for Sassuolo, played in Las Palmas, played for Tottenham Hotspur, played for Schalke, or for the Gelsenkirchen outfit there, and now he's at Barcelona.
Yeah, I think this is, I think, getting the career all through and actually going around. You know, you look at these clubs he's played for, you get to actually see that, yes, he's gone around the major leagues in the world. you know, from German league to English league down to, you know, Spanish league, and these are the major leagues in the world he has actually gone. So I think this would add some sort of flesh to, you know, the bones or his you know, football skeleton, to make sure it's all fleshy and all covered up like that. And the experience they've talked, what do we make of the experience? The experience is priceless, you know. That's why you have him ending up, or you would actually have him ending up a fine player.
Indeed, a fine player there. Kevin Prince Boateng, brother to Jerome Boateng, who plies his trade for Bayern Munich and the Diamannschaft. That's the German national side there. But other games to look forward to from Syria is Sampdoria up against Udinese from the Stadio Luigi's Ferraris, and of course the big one to come between AC Milan and SSC Napoli from the Stadio Giuseppe Meazza tonight. Well, the action continues tomorrow in Italian Serie A. Right there, Juventus will be in action tomorrow, but before their blockbuster encounter away at Lazio, Chievo Verona, the Flying Donkeys, take on Fiorentina. Atalanta versus Roma, what a game to look forward to there. Atalanta won their last game by 5-0, and it looks as if Eusebio Di Francesco's Roma are beginning to pick up points left, right, and center. Bologna versus Frosinone, Parma versus PAL 2013, Torino versus Internazionale Milano, and of course Lazio versus Juventus at the Eternal City in Rome from 8:30. Well, Adiba, you're reaching us is that there's a little bit of a bad blood in the camp of Juventus right there. Though they won their last game by 3-0 against Kiev, but it wasn't all their own way. It wasn't the free-flowing creeps Juventus. Even Cristiano Ronaldo missed from the penalty spot right there. So a little bit of disagreement, a little bit of you know, murmuring inside that dressing room. What could it be about there? Because Juventus, in my opinion, have been nothing short of sensational this season. Sensational,
the right word to use. I think I saw that while seeing that particular game, somebody was like, wow, this guy. The funny thing was that Cristiano Ronaldo didn't even hit wide. You know, the goalkeeper saved it. Through the left corner, he went and the goalkeeper went the right way and actually parried that, you know, through the left, you know, corner of the goal post, and he went for a corner kick all the same. So, but he missed, and he's just human. Then over to what's happening, you know, in the camp. We cannot actually point out exactly what it is, as much as, you know, they've tried to keep it, they've tried to conceal or confine what it is. But we know that in this kind of situation, it ends up affecting, you know, the play on the pitch, and you're beginning to sense it. So when these things are there, we get to sense it. When it was happening in Manchester United's dressing room, we sensed it on the pitch of play.
And you had wanted a certain Jose Mourinho to wait until January.
Yes,
to see if
that would have saved. That would have
to
been
see if he can spend more money.
Yes, that would have been a saving
after
grace.
spending more, or about 400 million pounds since he's taking over the reins at Manchester United.
Did he take those buying decisions? You are looking at the money they've talked. I'm more about the
No,
decisions.
I'm looking at his words there, because he's saying he's not being backed like, or in the same manner Manchester City or Liverpool are being backed. So the statistics was brought out to him. This is what you've spent, and the players are misperforming, underperforming, misfiring.
But let's look at it. Is it not this same crop of team that, you know?
But the manager didn't seem to know what his best team were in his spell at Manchester United. There was no consistency, constant chopping and changing. I'm just I would have loved to be on the other side.
To be able to put it all out
really
there.
say it out.
But they've talked. You have to also, you know, understand that that's his style. You know, Mourinho is this kind of man that he puts you on in 2 minutes. You're not, actually going the way he will just flip up and you are out of the pitch. But this style doesn't actually play out. You and I know, or you and I will agree that Manchester United have got a traditional style they always want to keep to. Phone lines actually buzzing even when we've not opened it.
Well, they have got a traditional side, or I beg your pardon, a traditional instincts about them that says attack, attack, and attack, and Manchester United surely would love to keep up with that and their history. But another traditional side, this time in the Bundesliga, are leading at home, and it's the league leaders. Who else? Borussia Dortmund are up against Hannover 96. Die Schwarz-Gelben lead through Achraf Hakimi's goal. They're 1-0, and it's currently halftime. But there are other games from the German Bundesliga. Halftime, Mainz 0-5 1, FC Nuremberg 1, Borussia Mönchengladbach 0, Augsburg 0, Freiburg 1, Hoffenheim 1. It's poised there at Freiburg. Wolfsburg are currently trailing to Bayer Leverkusen by 1-0 at the Volkswagen Arena. And still to come, Werder Bremen versus Eintracht Frankfurt from the Weser. The action continues into Sunday in the German Bundesliga, and it will be just trying to put this up for you, being a little bit determined here. Okay, it's come up now. It will be Bayern Munich, the champions, who will be up against VfB Stuttgart from the Allianz Arena. And Fortuna Düsseldorf, the newly promoted boys, will be up against RB Leipzig. Düsseldorf won their last game there, and Leipzig lost to Borussia Dortmund. So a huge game of football we'll be looking forward to, but keep an eye on Bayern Munich versus Stuttgart. Now let's look at the French Ligue 1 before we cross over to the other side of sports right there. From the French Ligue 1, games were played out yesterday. It was Lille who earned the 2-1 victory away at the Stade de Vélodrome. They defeated Marseille by 2-1. So Lille continuing their impressive start to the season up until the winter break. And after the winter break, they've continued in that same fashion there. Will we be seeing them back in the Champions League? Adebayo, you can recall Lille there at the Stade Métropole playing the likes of Manchester United right there. But we have games coming up today. Dijon versus Monaco. Monaco sacked Thierry Henry. Well, a lot of tabloids or media sources are saying is actually a suspension handed over to him or meted out to him. But I think we should trust our sources here. The BBC says Thierry Henry has been sacked. That's what resurfaced there. Guingamp versus Rennes, Nice versus Nîmes from the Allianz Riviera, and Strasbourg would do battle with Bordeaux. Well, Strasbourg were involved in a fire game against PSG, a game that saw Neymar Jr. Get off injured right there. Well, Adebayo, let's quickly talk about that, because it looks as if PSG could be in for some missing of key players. Talking about Marco Verratti, first of all, he's now a doubt for the first leg round of 16 clash against Manchester United. Neymar Jr. attempted to showboat against Strasbourg. He was kicked left, right, and center. And the coach there, Thomas Tuchel, is calling for a little bit of protection for some of the star players. But they told Neymar, don't go about blubbering when you keep on doing things like this. You cannot come out and start crying, because they feel Neymar shows disrespect towards the opposition. I don't know what your take is on that, first of all, with the showing of disrespect to opposition, and secondly, how would this play out for PSG if Neymar were to miss the Champions League clash against Manchester United?
Yeah, I think when you talk about disrespect for the opposition, it depends on what you mean. You know, if it is actually dribbling the opposition until they begin to actually, clamor at your heels.
Okay, let me quickly break it down a little bit here. The team is leading 1-0. The game is not safe, and you're taunting oppositions with flicks left, right, and center. We knew Ronaldinho did a whole lot of skills, but he was a serious player and an entertainer. But it's quite different from when you look at Neymar Jr. And why is everybody complaining about that he shows disrespect to them, you know?
And yeah, that's where I was.
Even
headed.
at the World Cup final where he was unfit and had to come back, he was kicked out.
That's what I'm actually saying. It depends on what we see this disrespect to be, or what we call disrespect. If it is actually, doing the cha-cha dance and right down there on the ball, like you mentioned, Ronaldinho did back in the days. On Austin JJ Okacha was always there. Zinedine Zidane holds the ball. He has 5 people crowding him, and he's holding it like he's holding nothing, and he's actually holding like, come get the ball, like come get it. And you stretch your leg, and you can't get it. To me, it's no disrespect, to me, it is a fine form of disrespect. And that's the kind of disrespect we want in football. That's the kind of disrespect FIFA, wants in football. So saying he's disrespected, he's a skillful player. We know Neymar Jr. to be a skillful player from time. So it's not as if he woke up one morning and started, displaying such skills. No. That has been his style of play. He's a skillful person. So going to actually kick him around, no. Then I am also of the opinion, or I am in support of the fact that he should get protected when, at such point in time when they all come for him. No.
So now what does the injury to Neymar do for them?
Doom for PSG, yes. There are a couple of players, that could
step in.
Yes,
the likes of Angel Di Maria, Kylian Mbappe.
And I think just of late, Pele was actually trying to finger Kylian Mbappe to be the next Pele, of our time. With players of that class, you could have persons stepping in, but let's not forget that matches can also be won, from the bench.
Indeed, matches can be won from the bench, and that lies tantalizingly poised there in February is Manchester United host Paris Saint-Germain at the Stretford End. That will come first before they make the trip to Paris at the Parc des Princes to take on Les Parisiens. But games continue in Ligue 1 on Sunday. But before then, Nantes versus Saint-Etienne for today has been postponed. Then looking at the fixtures for tomorrow, Montpellier versus Caen from the Stade de la Mosson, Amiens versus Lyon, Toulouse versus Angers, and Paris Saint-Germain versus Rennes to come. That's the final game of tomorrow from the Parc des Princes at 9 p.m. Well, it will just be a momentary detour here in Flow Sports this weekend, but when we come back, we would look at the Nigerian Professional Football League Match Day 5 as we have actions littered across major cities in the country there for us to whet our appetites tomorrow. Stay with us, don't go anywhere.
Join our social media platforms on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Flow949FM. And now, introducing our YouTube channel, Flow949FM.
Flow949FM.
Watch us live as we bring you trending news, politics, and lots of entertainment content. All you have to do is go to YouTube, type Flow949FM, click on the subscribe button, share, and do not forget to click on the bell icon. Flow 94.9 FM, the flow of God's own states. Join our social media platforms on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Flow949FM. And now, introducing our YouTube channel, Flow949FM.
Flow949FM.
Watch us live as we bring you trending news, politics, and lots of entertainment content. All you have to do is go to YouTube, type Flow949FM, click on the subscribe button, share, and do not forget to click on the bell icon. Flow 94.9 FM, the flow of God's own states. Join us. platforms on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Flow949FM. And now, introducing our YouTube channel, Flow949FM.
Flow949 FM.
Watch us live as we bring you trending news, politics, and lots of entertainment content. All you have to do is go to YouTube, type Flow949FM, click on the subscribe button, share, and do not forget to click on the bell icon. Flow 94.9 FM, the flow of God's own states. Join our social.
Actually, because most times Ndufreke got most of the goals. When he switched, actually brought back to play from the middle, that is when Samson will get to see an opportunity to shine, of some sort. Then at times, I still have that feeling that Ndufreke did not enjoy. He enjoyed being the point man, because right there on the pitch of play, you could actually see him most times calling for the ball, calling like, especially when time is fast spent, he calls and tells you to just lump it across. With my stamina, with my strength, my pace, I'll give it all my all. And at times, just a touch got him what he wanted, and got on the Abia Warrior the result they actually desired. So, but I think for tomorrow, I'm going to expect them to give in their all. I'm going to expect them to take good advantage of the home advantage, that advantage appearance-wise there, So I'm going to actually expect them to go all the way and take advantage of being at home. I wouldn't say at least a draw. Let them get a win, because the beginning of the league, this is what counts.
You have to win your home games there to stand any chance there of moving up the table, and it's just like a norm in the Nigeria Professional Football League for home games
to be won.
Everywhere in football, you have to win your home games, and what you get away from home is maybe a bonus for you, because away from home usually is difficult, you understand, but you have to win your home games and win well. It's about the performance, it's about how the players start the game, the manner of approach. Are they coming in with the right mental attitude in the games? Because from what was witnessed in the last two home games there's been a lack of intensity in their play, and there have been questions, and there have been a lot of grumblings, on the ground, that the fans are dissatisfied with their performance. And some of the talks are, could it be their involvement in a host of pre-seasons has sapped a little bit of that energy from them?
Is this happening?
You can't really tell, but I think that win against Kada City, the newly promoted side, the Kaduna-based outfit, will do them a whole lot of good, and we should look to see that confidence they bring into the game tomorrow against Gombe United, another side coming there from the north, Adibayo. But let's look at other fixtures here from Group B before we move over to Group A right there, because it will be Yobe Desert Stars up against Heartland. The Nazi Millionaires are shining this season, a far cry to a depleted, morose-looking side the last time out, who were destined for relegation there, Adibayo. They were marooned to the bottom of the log up until the league there just saw it cut short abruptly, rather, and to the rescue of the Nazi Millionaires. they couldn't believe their luck, and here they are. They've started off to a flyer. They're topping in this division there with 9 points. They one loss coming away at the Sani Abacha Stadium to Kano Pillars. Quickly, what's your take on them? Are they impressed you?
Do you actually want to go through that hell twice? I think at a point in time right here, they've talked. I felt, was this some sort of pity? Would I call it pity directly? No. I wouldn't really call it that, because in the game of football, I think it's a game. You don't really need to, it's not a life-threatening situation. But I think they realized that it was an opportunity, or it is an opportunity
to take risk.
Yes, that's why I don't think they'll want to mess up with it again, or they want to have the same kind of awakening Rangers International had through the ITO Cup. I think that same kind of awakening, because if the league had continued, they were seriously struggling. We're falling somewhere between 17th, 18th, like 18th, 19th, 20th.
Rock bottom.
Yeah, so
it just looks as if they were just there and couldn't just
get up
raise
at all,
up, you know?
So if you look at that, it's not somewhere you want to belong, So they've impressed me to, actually answer your question directly.
Well, that spirit of pusillanimous has been thrown away out of the window there, and Heartland there are now taking risk. As we can see, they thrashed former champions Plateau United by 3-0. But to other games coming up, Kada City versus FC Fanyuba in Kaduna. FC Fanyuba too have been in impressive form. They started the season well. Nasarawa United versus Aqua United, the solid miners there up against their promised keepers. Plateau United versus Kano Pillars. That's a huge game to look forward to, as well as Go Round FC of Omoku versus El Kanemi Warriors. El Kanemi Warriors too have been in fine form there. Don't forget their comical win over Aqua United on match day 1 there with Ojo, Olarunleke Ojo there committing some comical display there, bringing the ball all the way to the middle of the park. And I was just wondering, why didn't he just go on there? But a lot of people have come out to blame him, and rightly so. But when you look at the Aqua United defenders, as Ojo lost the ball, they were just static.
There are some sort of there are things that happen right there on the pitch of play, and I think your foot will just get stuck.
But somebody could have at least
rescued
the situation by going to the goal mouth to stay as Ojo was bringing the ball out.
Yeah, that's but at times it seems like he knows what he's doing. Let's get to see him finish this task he started. And all of a sudden, it goes bizarre.
Well, he's been dropped as a situation because another goalkeeper has had to come in there in their
that's what actually happens when you have, the number 1 spot not impressed or imprinted in your name.
Well, phone lines have been buzzing for a while, and let's see who the caller is for the afternoon. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello.
Yes, a very good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon.
Yes, thanks for coming through.
Please, can you take the figure scores for me, please?
I beg your pardon?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, speak up.
I said, could you help me check for the figure scores, please?
Venezuela's scores?
Bundesliga.
Okay, German Bundesliga.
Yeah, just the scores, today's match.
Okay, just leave your dial steady here on Flow 94.9. I'll bring to you the scores.
Okay. Hello?
German Bundesliga currently half-time right there, but we would bring the second half score lines to you in a moment. Hello, good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon. Hello, are you there? Oh, I had to let you go there. Well, keep your calls coming through 0808 1826949 or 0811 605 2949. Those are the numbers to call here on Flow 94.9 FM. But if you've not subscribed to our YouTube channel, what are you waiting for? Just head straight to Flow-FM 949 and subscribe, and just remember to click on the bell icon so you can get notifications. You can actually see what we are doing right here in the studio. And our other IDs on social media are at Flow 949 FM. That's on Twitter, and on Facebook at www.facebook.com/Flow 949 FM. Still staying with the NPFL, let's wrap it up from the Group A side of things, because we also have games there lined up for us. Wiki Tourists versus Sunshine Stars, Niger Tornadoes versus Bendel Insurance, Kwara United, I beg your pardon, Rivers United versus MFM FC, that's Mountain of Fire and Miracles Ministries Football Club, the Olukoya boys. They were victorious against Rangers in their last game, 1-0. It ended there at the Temple of Soccer. So away to Port Harcourt to take on the Pride of Rivers at the Yakubu Gowon Stadium. Adebayo, that's got to be a big game.
Of course, a big game, and that's the game I actually, started with. I was so surprised, that actually happened, that MFM was able to undo Rangers International.
Rangers, who were in their first game of the season, playing their first game of the season.
Yeah, and Adeniji did that particular magic. And at the end of the day, I even think Rangers got, a yellow and a red card.
Okay, hold your thoughts there, Adebayo, quickly. Let's head straight to the phone lines now. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon. Thanks for coming through. What's your name?
My name is Obina.
Please, can you turn down the volume on your radio set a little bit?
All right. My name is Obina.
Okay, go ahead and Flo.
Yeah, I want to talk about this suspension of Henry.
Okay.
Yeah, well, they say it's suspension, some say it's sack. So, but anyways, Henry is not the first great player who turned manager that has done
faltered
bad actually.
Okay.
Yes, done bad. So because I've been hearing criticisms go about the guy. So I was actually happy when was made the manager, but since all that happened, well, we just wish that he can get another great job somewhere else, because
Okay.
it's an indefinite suspension for Monaco to bring back their former coach means he's not coming back to Monaco,
Okay.
Yeah.
All
Yeah,
right.
that's why. You guys are doing a great job there. God bless you.
Okay, thanks, and God bless you. Continue to enjoy the weekend here and leave your dial steady on Flow 94.9 FM. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, Davidtalks.
Yes, good afternoon. Thanks for coming through. What's your name?
Yeah, my name is Emmanuel. But my friends will call me the place over there. Good afternoon, Adebayo.
Good afternoon, bro.
Yeah, let me start by wishing all our guests and all the best. I hope you can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay. Wishing all the words and all the best.
Okay.
This weekend.
Okay.
And then to Europe, I hope Real Madrid will win this weekend against now the final guys, Espanyol. So
Okay.
I'm wishing them all the best. I'm wishing them all the best too. I told you earlier that I'm giving all the associate new name. Omeka Nayo the associate. You thought I was joking. So you can see that my predictions are but I don't know.
Did you hear that, by the way? Onekam Naya is what he's calling Ole Gunnar Solskjaer now.
Yeah, so I thought so that's a momentum. And finally, the stuff. I need to check this for me because I believe that Osaka and Djokovic will do well this year. And it is happening that way. So I know that you are still not doing results. I'm coming. Thank you very much.
Okay, thanks for coming through on the show. Well, he's broke the news there for us. Naomi Osaka has won a second Grand Slam title there in Melbourne. They're triumphing over Czech Petra Kvitova in the final. Well, we'll bring to you the details of that wonder before we round up here on the show. But don't forget there is a final there to look forward to. It's a game for the ages. Left-handed Spaniard Rafael Nadal versus Novak Djokovic. What a game we have in store for us there from the Rod Lava Arena. Well, we'll talk about that a wee bit before we wrap up things here. But still staying with the NPFL, Lobby Stars versus Kwara United, and of course, the blockbuster Rangers International versus Eyimba. And of course, Remo Stars of Shagamu versus Katsina United. That's to come from the Nigeria Professional Football League, Adebayo. Adebayo, Rangers Eyimba.
A cracker, a match you actually see, old-time rivals, and the rivalry will be renewed, or the rivalry will be awakened. It's definitely going to be a cracker. These are two good sides that I think they've been able to peep through each other in and out. So you expect nothing less than fun. I think if I had the opportunity, I would have gone to see that.
Indeed. Yeah. Well, Eyimba on the back of a disappointing goalless draw against Lobby Stars. Yes, Lobby Stars. And while while the home team, that's the host, Rangers International, coming from a defeat at the hands of MFM. Well, despite that being their first game of the season, don't forget Rangers involved in Continental, so that was their first game, and on Sunday will be their second match right there. But we did tell you that the Nigerian Women Premier League Super 4 tournament is currently ongoing right there, and we would have games to come up tomorrow. So on Flow Sports on Monday morning, we'll bring to you the results of the third place, that's the losers finals, as well as the winners of the competition proper there. Well, it will just be a moment here out on Flow Sports this weekend. When we come back, we would look back at what's happening in football in Europe. There were FA Cup, La Liga, Bundesliga, Serie A, and Ligue 1 actions are currently ongoing, and just peep into the gossip pages right there, as well as bring to you the details of the Australian Open in the final, as well as what is to come between Novak Djokovic and Rafael Nadal. Stay with us.
Radio.
It's not just radio.
Join our social media platforms on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Flow949FM. And now, introducing our YouTube channel, Flow949FM.
Flow949 FM.
Watch us live as we bring you trending news, politics, and lots of entertainment content. All you have to do is go to YouTube, type Flow949FM, click on the subscribe button, share, and do not forget to click on the bell icon. Flow 94.9 FM, the flow of God's own states. Join our social media platforms on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Flow949FM. And now, introducing our YouTube channel, Flow949FM.
Flow949 FM.
Watch us live as we bring you trending news, politics, and lots of entertainment content. All you have to do is go to YouTube, type Flow949FM, click on the subscribe button, share, and do not forget to click on the bell icon. Flow 94.9 FM, the flow of God's own states. Join our social on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Flow949FM. And now, introducing our YouTube channel, Flow949FM.
Flow949 FM.
Watch us live as we bring you trending news, politics, and lots of entertainment content. All you have to do is go to YouTube, type Flow949FM, click on the subscribe button, share, and do not forget to click on the bell icon. Flow 94.9 FM.
It is what it is here on Flow 94.9 FM. Flow Sports this weekend with Davidtalks alongside the man who loves to hit the bar in Adebayor Kings. Well, let's move back now to Europe quickly before we bring you through that Australian Open thrilling contest there that has finished between Naomi Osaka and Petra Kvitova of the Czech Republic there. Osaka winning her second Grand Slam title right there. Well, in the FA Cup fourth round, Manchester City are in front. It's halftime. They lead 1-0 against Burnley, Lancashire rivals. And it's Gabriel Jesus who's put the Citizens ahead heading into the break right there. But it's still goalless between Brighton and West Bromwich Albion. Middlesbrough still goalless with Newport County. Newcastle and Watford still 0-0 on Tyneside. Swansea City 2 goals to be good against Gillingham in South Wales. And Shrewsbury Town currently 0-0 against Wolverhampton Wanderers in Shrewsbury. And of course, Portsmouth versus Queen's Park Rangers still goalless at Fratton Park. Then we move through to other leagues there. In Syria, right there, Sassuolo 3 goals to be good against Cagliari there. But Sampdoria Udinese to come, as well as Milan versus Napoli in Milan. In the Spanish La Liga, full time, Sevilla 5, Levante 0. Atletico Madrid, 40 minutes gone at the Wanda Metropolitano, are leading Getafe by 2 goals to 0 there. So Diego Simeone's men there have started off to a flyer. Antoine Griezmann, who else? And Son Higues on the score sheet for Los Colchoneros. Right there. Leganes versus Araba to come, as well as Valencia and Villarreal in a derby. Now to the German Bundesliga. 68 minutes gone. Mainz 0-5-1, Nuremberg 1. Borussia Dortmund had 3 goals to be good against Hanover 96. There at the Signal Iduna Park. Right there, Akara Fashimi opened the scoring for them, and Marco Reus with the second, Mario Götze with the third, and it's now 4. Rafael Guerrero with the 4th goal for the Gelben, so they are home and dry against Hanover 96. Borussia Mönchengladbach still goalless with Augsburg. Freiburg 1, Hoffenheim 2. Hoffenheim taking the lead there, and it's now 1-2 in favor of Bayer Leverkusen at the Volkswagen Arena, while Werder Bremen versus Eintracht Frankfurt is still to come right there from the Weser Stadion. But in the French Ligue 1 games to kick off there from 8 p.m., I should say, simultaneously, Dijon, Monaco, Strasbourg, Bordeaux, Nice, Nimes, and Guingamp versus Rennes. Quickly now to the Daphne Arcost Memorial Cup. It was Japan's Naomi Osaka who beat Czech Petra Kvitova in the thrilling Australian Open final to win back-to-back Grand Slams and become the new world #1. Wow, what a journey it's been there, Adebayor, for the Japanese there. You can recall her game with Serena Williams at the US Open there that ended in some sort of Serena Williams' outburst there with the umpire Carlos Ramos that overshadowed Naomi Osaka's win. Well, the US Open winner shed tears after missing 3 championship points in the second set, but regrouped to win 7-6, 5-7, 6-4. The 4th seed broke for 2-1 in the decider, then served out the win. Well, 8th seed Kvitova was bidding for her first major title since being stabbed in a knife attack, you can recall, Adebayor, back in 2017 at her hometown in Prosteyov. An intruder stabbed her right there, and she needed operations on her wrist here to try and repair the damage. And it was said she would not be able to play tennis again, but after proper examination there, the doctor had to put her through some rehabilitation, and after 6 months she was on the court again. That was incredible. But looking forward to Novak Djokovic and Rafael Nadal there. Back in 2012, Djokovic took the honors there against Rafael Nadal, so it promises to be an intriguing contest right there. Djokovic thrashed Lucas Piu in a one-sided semi-final there to end qualification. Well, time is fast spent right here in the studio. Adebayor, I just want to get your take. Novak Djokovic